Strange objects have been appearing in skies around the world.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm recording this.
Glowing discs, metallic orbs, and craft moving beyond human understanding. Are these advanced human technologies, alien visitors, or something far stranger? Stay tuned. What you're about to see is just shocking. A man recording the sky captured a strange object flying overhead, trailing thick smoke. The movement did not look like a normal aircraft, and the object appeared unstable, almost as if it were about to crash. Before anything else could be seen, the video ended. Soon after, the clip spread quickly across social media, triggering heavy speculation about a possible UFO incident. Reports later claimed the object came down somewhere nearby and that the area was sealed off. To this day, no official statement has explained what it was, and that silence has only made the mystery grow stronger. White sands. Back in 1996, a strange video surfaced from White Sands, New Mexico. It showed a glowing object flying low in the sky, moving in an unstable and unnatural way. When it attempted to land for the second time, it struck the sandy ground and broke apart on impact. Within hours, government teams arrived and claimed the debris came from a failed rocket test. But many people were not convinced. The object's shape and movement did not match any known rocket. What made people even more suspicious was what happened next. Why was the area sealed off and public access stopped, even though hundreds of visitors had entered the site daily before the incident? If it wasn't a UFO, why block the area at all? Russian UFO. A strange video from Russia began circulating after a man went hiking through a snowy area and noticed something ahead of him. Sitting motionless in the snow was a huge metallic disc, smooth and perfectly round. It did not look damaged, and there were no tracks around it. The hiker filmed the object and shared the footage online, where many viewers quickly linked its shape to a UFO. Soon after, military officials claimed it was part of a new experimental craft. What raised more questions was what happened next. Before anyone could reach the location, the object was quietly removed. So was it advanced human technology or visitors not from this world? Decide for yourself. Silver chase.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm recording this.
Late one afternoon, a local happened to glance up, and what he saw in the sky was unlike anything he had ever imagined. Above, a jet was chasing a craft, but it wasn't an ordinary plane. It was a sleek, silver flying disc, almost otherworldly. Moments later, another jet and craft joined the chase through the sky. This sparked whispers about national security. Were military jets really chasing UFOs? It appeared so. When a UFO enters restricted airspace, it's often treated as a potential threat. Or maybe it was a warning from aliens that went unnoticed by the public. The surprising part? The local who saw it all mysteriously disappeared. Being the only witness to this incident might have made him a target.
Oh my god, that's like an F-35. Oh, it's almost catching up.
Craft vanish. A military craft was already in the sky, preparing to land, when a man on the ground started recording. Everything looked normal, until a glowing ball suddenly appeared near the aircraft. Within seconds, the bright object moved closer and surrounded the craft. Then, in a blink, both the airplane and the glowing ball vanished. There was no debris from the explosion. Science does not explain technology that can erase a full aircraft midair. Many believe this was a clear case of alien abduction. To this day, craft has never been found. The most chilling part? Authorities later hinted that aliens may have been responsible. Moon disguise. This is considered one of the most authentic sightings ever, captured by a shopkeeper standing outside his store. In the footage, 2 jets were seen flying in perfect formation. Everything looked normal, until the moon behind them suddenly shot upward and vanished. A moon doesn't move like that, and the sight sent people into panic. It wasn't the moon at all, but a UFO disguised as one. The jets appeared to be providing security, guiding it through a specific zone so it could open a portal and leave. If that's true, this case suggests something even more unsettling. They are not using classic disc shapes anymore. Egypt encounter. Inside the Great Sphinx, some visitors reported a moment that changed how they viewed Egypt forever. Strange red lights appeared from within the monument, followed by an unusual sequence of sounds that didn't match any known equipment. Witnesses were stunned. How could such advanced technology exist inside a structure thousands of years old? Soon, darker claims surfaced. Some believed it was a hidden confrontation between the military and other worldly beings using the Sphinx as cover. With long-standing links between pyramids and aliens, the idea didn't sound impossible to many. After all, monuments this massive would be the perfect hiding place for visitors from far beyond Earth. Airborne orb.
Sitting here at 35,000 feet. He's sitting at 36,000 feet.
During a routine flight, 2 pilots filmed each other midair and later shared the footage after reviewing it. In one of the videos, a glowing orb emerges from the airplane itself, drifting away, then suddenly returning inside. The pilots were stunned. The object didn't behave like any known technology. It moved freely, without turbulence or resistance, almost as if the aircraft meant nothing to it. To many who've studied the clip, it looked less like an accident and more like an outworldly display, showing the pilots that it could enter and exit our reality whenever it chose. Greenland UFO. The skies over New Jersey turned into a scene no one expected. Thousands of people watched and recorded as high-speed fighter jets chased disc-shaped objects moving far too smoothly to be normal aircraft. The chase unfolded in full view, leaving witnesses confused and alarmed. Officials were quick to respond, saying it was only a drone test or a hobby aircraft. But the videos told a different story, maybe a quiet demonstration, something unknown entering controlled airspace to see how quickly we react, how far we can go, and what we do when we realize we are no longer alone in the sky. Pyramid lights. A high-definition camera inside a fighter jet cockpit recorded something deeply unsettling. Just a few feet from the aircraft, a glowing metallic orb appeared, hovering effortlessly in midair. It moved with the jet, matching every turn and speed change as if it were fully aware of the pilot's actions. This wasn't a simple flyby. The object seemed to observe the jet closely, almost studying how the pilot reacted and how the aircraft responded. Then, without warning, no turn, no slowdown, it vanished instantly, like a flash of light erased from the sky. Many believe these points to a sentient observer, an advanced scout from elsewhere, silently monitoring our military defenses in real time. Greenland UFO. Back in 2003, during a routine supply run at Camp Summit in Greenland, a helicopter crew witnessed something completely unexpected. As they flew over icy waters, a disc-shaped UFO was seen skimming just above the surface. Seconds later, it went straight up into the sky at extreme speed. What followed made the case even more disturbing. After the footage leaked, one of the soldiers involved was reportedly punished, and the Army publicly denied the video ever existed. If the footage is real, this wasn't just a sighting. It was a moment the military tried and failed to erase from public view. Hovering disc.
What the is that?
Driving through Giza, a man suddenly spotted 3 glowing orbs rising from behind the pyramid. Seconds later, more lights appeared, joining them and moving in smooth, perfectly coordinated paths. The formation stayed silent as it hovered above the ancient site, almost as if it was examining it. Those who later watched the footage believe the orbs weren't just passing through the area. Many think they were there to retrieve something connected to the pyramids themselves. Whatever those lights were, one thing feels clear. They didn't show up by chance. They appeared with a specific purpose in mind. Hidden UFO. A newly released UFO video from near Lake Bohinj in Slovenia has stunned viewers around the world. The footage filmed on November 18th by a local mountaineer shows a dark, disc-shaped UFO hovering silently above the valley. What made this sighting different were the glowing rings around the object. These rings weren't fixed to the UFO. They rotated on their own, speeding up and slowing down independently. Some analysts believe these weren't lights at all, but signs of gravity being controlled. No flights or military activity were reported that night. If real, this UFO didn't fly through the sky. It appeared to control the space around it. Snowy UFO. A group of hikers trekking through a snowy mountainous area in Russia noticed something strange. From behind the mountain ridge, a flat, disc-shaped object slowly came into view. It made no sound and moved smoothly through the air. As the hikers tried to focus on it, the object suddenly vanished, as if it had never been there. Shaken, they reported the sighting after returning and discovered that the area was already infamous for such encounters, with multiple hikers having reported similar experiences before. As more and more evidence surfaced, the media attempted to begin coverage. However, the area was sealed off by the military. They didn't want the secret reaching the screen, a truth they have been trying to hide for centuries.
Pretty complicated, and you can achieve the same task, that is, those turns, side slip to side slip within a narrow corridor.
Burning UFO. This incident goes back to 1989, when locals experienced something they never expected: the sun appearing in the night sky. At first, the glowing light looked natural, but when people focused on it, they realized it wasn't the sun at all. It looked more like a plasma-like object, sending a beam down toward a nearby mountain, almost as if it were scanning the area. By the next day, authorities arrived and made a shocking discovery. The minerals recently found in that mountain were suddenly gone. That's when the truth became clear. The UFO had arrived in disguise, and it was after those minerals all along. Glowing orb.
This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen.
During a major disclosure hearing in Washington, the House Committee on Restoring Public Trust revealed a video that stunned everyone in the room. The footage showed a U.S. military drone tracking a glowing object flying low over the ocean near the coast of Yemen. To test the risk, the drone shot a Hellfire missile directly at the object. What happened next shocked even officials. The missile appeared to strike the glowing orb, but did not destroy it. Instead, the object stayed intact and continued moving, as if it had no effect at all. The video raised serious questions about technology far beyond human capability, and left authorities warning that not everything in our skies can be controlled or stopped.
You know, the public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
Jet encounter.
My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This leaked footage has been circulating online again, drawing attention years after it was first recorded. The video was filmed in 2004 by US fighter jet pilots during a training mission over the ocean. The pilots tracked an unknown object that moved in ways their aircraft could not match. It showed no wings, no clear engine, and changed direction without slowing down. The incident was later reviewed under the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, but the object was never officially identified. But to pilot, it was a UFO. The footage remains one of the strongest cases suggesting something advanced was observed in controlled airspace.
That is on us, dude. Well, if there's another thing, it's rotating.
Chilean disk. Strange activity began spreading through the Limar Tal's mountains in Chile, and one photograph finally gave people a reason to talk. On November 14th, a local photographer was taking pictures of the landscape when a metallic shape appeared on the hills. At first, it looked like a glare or a camera error. When he zoomed in, the shape became clear. It was a flat, silver disc. The object had no wings and no sound. After the image circulated, nearby residents reported seeing strange lights and fast-moving objects in the same area at night. Since then, the mountains have gained a reputation as a UFO hotspot, with many waiting for the disk to return. Falling sphere. It's not every day you see a ball dropping from a UFO. But that's exactly what happened in Brazil 2017. A person recorded an object in the sky that looked like a UFO hovering silently. Moments later, a small glowing ball dropped from it and fell toward the ground. People nearby gathered around the spot, trying to understand what they were seeing. The video ended shortly after, but witnesses later claimed the ball did not stay there for long. They said it vanished without a trace, as if it had been removed or taken back. Some believe the object was dropped by mistake, landing in the wrong place and in front of the wrong people. Lake Intruder.
Вот она милая.
A man was calmly recording a quiet lake when something suddenly crossed the frame from the sky. A metallic disc dropped at a speed that didn't look natural. It struck the surface of the water for less than a second, creating a sharp splash, then shot straight back up and vanished into the clouds. The entire move was smooth and silent. The man replayed the footage again and again, unable to explain what he had captured. He described it with only one word: UFO. Some believe the object briefly entered the lake to check something below and left immediately to avoid being noticed. Maybe it didn't want anyone to see where it hides in the water.
Давай, давай, вали отсюда!
Secret transportation. A driver was passing through a restricted desert route at night when the headlights ahead revealed a covered load moving slowly. As he got closer, the shape became clear, a large disc strapped onto a transport vehicle. The location made it more unsettling. This road led directly out of Area 51. The disc was not shaped like any known aircraft part and appeared fully intact, not broken or dismantled. So this one just hints to one idea: UFO. The video ended right away as the car passed by, but whatever was being moved was not meant to be seen for the public. Jet target. Recently declassified military footage shows an encounter that seems impossible to explain. It was a restricted military area where an unknown object was trying to invade and was confronted. It was not any other country invasion, but a UFO. It didn't just hover, it zipped around at incredible speed, keeping close to the aircraft as if studying it. Then, abruptly, the footage went black. What happened after that remains unknown. Did the military manage to interact with the UFO, or did the object take over the situation? Perhaps the truth lies in what happens after the cameras stop rolling. Ground hole. A recently leaked video from WikiLeaks shows something that looks straight out of a secret mission. From an airplane, a massive hole in the ground comes into view, glowing with a bright, eerie light. Only a handful of people are allowed to fly over this area, and all are sworn to absolute secrecy. Yet this footage somehow slipped out. Theories are flying. Some believe it's a hidden polar opening leading to the Earth's core. There's no ice nearby, and a secret settlement or military post seems to guard it. Others argue it could be a meteorite strike, a rare natural formation, or even an undocumented mine. Some even whisper it might be the mark of a UFO. Whatever it is, the truth is still buried in mystery. Disk crash. A man standing outside his home captured a moment that felt like the start of a worldwide emergency. In the footage, a huge metallic disc-shaped object can be seen spinning through the clouds, releasing thick black smoke from its side. The video cut off right away, but locals reported loud sirens across the area, creating a sense of serious national risk. The sirens made it clear the authorities were already aware of the falling object. This was not a normal aircraft or a drone. It looked like a classic UFO, seemingly out of control and badly damaged. The incident pointed to a possible technological breach, where an unknown craft, or a secret project, had crashed into our world. Landing UFO. A camper captured a disturbing scene in the middle of an abandoned area. In the video, a disc-shaped object was seen descending from the sky, moving in a slow, unnatural pattern. It didn't crash or rush. It landed with control, as if it knew exactly where it was going. The location was far from towns or roads, which made the moment even more unsettling. Now it seemed like the area could be hiding a secret alien base, quietly operating where no one would think to look. Jet abduction. A quiet moment turned unsettling when a man pointed his camera toward the sky and caught something no one expected. High above, a military jet was locked in a thrilling chase with an unknown flying object. As the two closed in on each other, the situation took a shocking turn. The object appeared to disable the jet midair. Sources later suggested the aircraft was carrying sensitive military equipment and was flying over a restricted zone. Seconds after the encounter, both the jet and the strange object vanished without leaving any visible trace. For sure, it was a UFO. Some believe the pilot may have been taken, turning the incident into a possible abduction case. Officials are still investigating the incident.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Restricted airport. Leaked footage from a restricted airport has sent shockwaves online. In the video, a massive saucer-shaped UFO is seen resting near a military jet, completely still, yet strangely alert, as if it were waiting for a signal. Moments later, everything changed. The jet lifted off, and the UFO rose with it. The disc followed the aircraft with perfect accuracy, matching its path through the sky as if the route was already planned. Many believe the military plane was on a classified mission, and this footage may be the clearest sign yet of a hidden alliance between humans and aliens. Ice trail. UFOlogists once claimed they found something massive sliding across the frozen surface of South Georgia Island using Google Maps. The long trail in the ice and the strange shape at the end quickly fueled theories of a crashed UFO. But here's where it gets unsettling. When people tried checking the same spot later by entering the exact coordinates, 54 degrees, 39 minutes, 44.6 seconds south, 36 degrees, 11 minutes, 42.5 seconds west, the area appeared blurred. The object was no longer clearly visible. Some say it's just a mapping error. Others believe it was deliberately hidden. Coincidence? Or was something quietly erased from public view? Mars disk.
The object that he was looking at was between 12 and 15 meters in diameter, and it could be the remains of a flying disc.
You won't believe what just appeared in the desert. A disc-shaped UFO, half buried in the sand. Its dark metallic surface is covered with strange vents or sensors, like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Here's the twist. It looks almost identical to a disk NASA spotted on Mars back in 2021. Could these UFOs exist beyond Earth? The similarity has everyone buzzing, sparking theories about advanced, maybe even alien technology connecting our planet to Mars. Well, this cosmic mystery just became much bigger and far harder to ignore.
I mean, that clean, circular edge is pretty clear. Couldn't that really be the back edge of a flying saucer?
Shapeshift.
William.
On November 22nd, 2007, in Tarbaca, Costa Rica, a carpenter recorded a strange incident at exactly 3:49 p.m. He was working outside when an unusual buzzing sound caught his attention. As he looked up, he saw a disc-shaped object hovering less than 100 meters away. Before he could process it, something unexpected happened. The craft suddenly changed shape, turning into a metallic ball before shooting off at extreme speed. Even though the footage was captured on a low-quality mobile phone, it remains one of the most convincing recordings of UFO presence. To this day, the video has never been properly explained or debunked. Dulce leak. This is one of the most mysterious cases ever leaked from 1979. Footage shows a massive saucer-shaped object, said to have been buried for millions of years, uncovered at the infamous Dulce base, long rumored to hide secrets the public isn't meant to see. Some believe the craft had crashed ages ago, only for the military to retrieve it and remove all traces. Others suggest the video captures a deliberate cover-up, showing just how far authorities might go to keep the truth hidden. To this day, the Dulce base story continues to fascinate ufologists and terrify those who dare to rewatch it. Volcano watch. This Mexican volcano wasn't just releasing smoke, it was raising serious questions. During a long drive, a couple noticed something unusual above the volcanic peak. Hovering in the sky was a metallic, round-shaped object, completely still against the rising ash. Locals weren't surprised. For years, this volcano has been linked to mysterious beings often called the Mexican aliens. Many believe the mountain hides something deep inside, and this sighting only fueled that idea. Some now think the object wasn't passing by at all, but returning to a hidden base, concealed within the volcano itself. Flight fear. Sometimes, the most incredible sightings happen when no one is even looking for them. In 2008, during a Scandinavian Airlines flight, a child was just playing with a camcorder, filming the cabin for fun. But when he aimed the camera at the window, something astonishing appeared on the screen. Bright orbs hovering outside the plane. This is a classic example of the perceiver effect, the idea that UFOs don't reveal themselves to everyone, only to those they choose. The child wasn't searching for a UFO, the UFO chose to be seen. Roswell crash.
I'm here at the UFO crash site, which hasn't been open to the public for 71 years.
When Roswell's most talked about crash site finally opened to the public, people did not treat it like a normal tourist stop. Located about 75 miles from Roswell, visitors walked the land slowly, quietly, saying the place felt heavy and different. Many came from faraway cities like Toronto and Los Angeles, drawn by the long-standing mystery.
Rylan Bernard came all the way from Toronto to get a look at the 1947 UFO crash site.
It's almost spiritual. There's a lot of research to be done. There's not just Roswell, there's lots of UFO events.
Back in 1947, officials first called it a flying saucer, then quickly changed the story to a weather balloon. That shift never eased doubts. After decades of silence and changing explanations, standing there makes one thing clear. Something crashed here that we're still not ready to explain.
It takes you away from reality, your day-to-day life, and makes you experience something magical, and you can actually touch it. It's really special.
Ancient craft. A farmer noticed something unusual glowing in the middle of his field and began recording, thinking at first it was a small fire. But the light didn't flicker or spread. It stayed perfectly still for several minutes. There was no heat, just a bright, steady glow. Then, without making a sound, the light suddenly shot straight up into the sky at an impossible speed and vanished. The mystery grew darker soon after. The farmer discovered several animals missing from nearby pens, with no broken fences and no tracks on the ground. This proved that it wasn't random at all, but a case of animal abduction, possibly for secret testing. Ancient crafts. Footage from 2 ancient sites has reignited old theories about alien contact with early civilizations. First, a mysterious craft was seen hovering near the Mexican pyramids. The object moved slowly and silently, almost as if it were carefully positioning itself above the structure, rather than passing by. Then, a similar sighting appeared over the Egyptian pyramids. Another strange craft was captured near the monuments, showing controlled movement. The similarities between both sightings raised serious questions. To people, these crafts weren't random visitors, but connected to the same beings that may have once guided or contacted these ancient civilizations. The pyramids, long linked to advanced knowledge, may still be drawing attention from their original builders or visitors from beyond Earth. Black sphere. On September 6, 2024, a motorcyclist riding through the mountains of Ecuador captured a shocking sight on camera. At first, it looked like an object on fire, and the video quickly went viral. But when people zoomed in, the truth looked very different. The object had a dark outline, showed no engines, and hovered silently in the air. That alone suggested advanced technology. Later, locals revealed the area was known for frequent sightings of strange orbs and flying objects. Officials ruled it a weather phenomenon, but soon after, the area was closed to the public. For many, that decision said more than the explanation ever did. Military lead. You hear stories about animals chasing people in the forest, but this guy's experience was way stranger. While walking alone through the woods, a man noticed a black sphere floating in midair. It was simply hovering. The surface looked smooth and shiny, reflecting sunlight like polished metal. It didn't resemble any drone. It could be experimental technology or an alien probe quietly observing humans or even wildlife. The hiker didn't stay to investigate. Realizing how unnatural it felt, he turned around and left the area immediately. Sky silenced. In 2014, a tourist near Reutlingen, Germany, captured footage of something completely out of place. Resting on the ground was a huge disc-shaped object, far too large and smooth to be any known vehicle. It moved as if it had intentionally landed. The location was quiet and away from crowds, leading many to believe the spot was chosen to stay hidden from the public. Even so, the object was still caught on camera. Some now speculate the area could be close to a secret hidden base for UFOs. Peru crash. While out on his routine walk, a man suddenly heard a loud noise, similar to an aircraft in trouble. He looked up and saw 3 military jets flying overhead. But that wasn't the shocking part. Between them was a dark, solid object, completely out of place, like something straight out of UFO documentaries. Alarmed, he began running up the trail to get a clearer view, and kept recording. The video cut off, and later he claimed that when he reached a better spot, all 3 were gone. The sky was silent and empty. Not long after sharing his account, the man reportedly vanished. Many believe he was silenced for witnessing something he was never meant to see. Glowing field. In West Lothian, Scotland, on Friday, November 7th, a man stepped outside his home and immediately sensed something was off. Above the quiet housing area, a cluster of glowing orbs hovered in the sky. They pulsed with light and moved in a controlled, almost dance-like pattern, staying in place far longer than anything normal. Soon after the sighting, reports began to surface that people from the area had gone missing. Police offered no clear explanation, and the silence only deepened the fear. The disappearance was enough to realize it was an alien with some new technology to abduct us. It's time for today's open discussion. In New Jersey, a shocking scene unfolded when a huge saucer-shaped object appeared to crash into a public square. Video footage showed a metallic craft resting on the ground, blue lights glowing from its damaged interior while dark smoke rose. People nearby panicked, running towards it as they realized this was no ordinary accident. Almost immediately, the situation shifted. Authorities moved in and began controlling the story. While many witnesses believed they were seeing a crashed mothership, officials, along with groups like NASA, claimed it was part of a secret satellite project that had fallen from orbit. Soon after, the object was removed under heavy security. The move fueled theories of a fast cleanup protocol designed to hide non-human technology before global panic could begin. The video has definitely reached its end. I will see you again with another wow video. Until then, you can check these other videos out for a wow dose of entertainment and knowledge.